Rachel Reeves is now pleading with the public to think that she was forced to take taxpayer-funded tickets to the theater and concerts, a statement that many view as not only feeble but downright offensive, instead of expressing regret or accepting responsibility for her conduct. Instead, Reeves has attempted to dismiss the criticism with a well-known statement: "I now understand how it looks, but that's not good enough in the eyes of many." This isn't just a bad decision, it's a show of entitlement, arrogance, and a total disconnect from the people she claims to represent, as working families struggle to make ends meet. This is just another example of a political elite that feels the rules don't apply to them, and Rachel Reeves has chosen to double down on making excuses rather than making amends. She is sitting in front row theater seats and corporate boxes on the public's dime, and her lack of regret is astounding. There has been no offer to reimburse the expense, no explanation for why she felt entitled to accept such lavish hospitality, and most definitely no recognition of the wider implications for public trust in politicians. In today's video, we will be watching and responding to the footage, but first hit the like button and subscribe for more. Take a look at it personally this week. It's not just disappointing, it's dishonest, tone-deaf, and it presents the image of someone who is more interested in benefits than principles. Chancellor, you have been accused of being short-sighted about accepting freebies. Given the freebie scandal that rocked your government during its first few months in office, you would think that people like you would shun new freebies like the plague. However, last week, we found out that you accepted £600 worth of VIP box seats for a Sabrina Carpenter concert last month, which had nothing to do with the government, and then a few weeks later, you accepted £276 worth of free theater tickets. Why can't you pay for your own tickets? Don't you see how this looks? A chancellor enjoying free tickets while implementing such cuts to working people and the impoverished, it looks terrible. Are you going to take any more free bits? Well, I know how it looks to people. My life has changed a lot since I became chancellor. I know that having this job is a privilege, but it also comes with security concerns because I can't just buy concert tickets and sit with my family like I used to. For security reasons, I did put the tickets in a box. Please pardon me, as I've heard from you numerous times already. I understand that you need security, of course, and you're entitled to a private life and to even have fun along the way, but why does the security concern mean that you can't pay for them? So basically, because of the security concern, the owners of the venue offered me tickets that are not available for sale in a box. Look, I don't have any intention of doing this again. I thought it was the right decision for my family on that occasion, but I do understand how people feel about it. I just want to get that clear. Then you're saying officially you will never accept, while you're chancellor anyway, any more freebies of any kind. You'll pay your own way from this point on if it's related to my job, and it's something that I need to do in my job, like I'm going to a formal dinner or a formal event. Of course you have to accept hospitality, but look, I went with a family member. I'm not intending to take concert tickets in the future. But it is a balancing act in my job to try and be a good parent and also do my job with some of the security challenges that I face in the job now. So you're accepting you made a mistake. I'm just saying I wouldn't do it again. I felt I was doing the right thing, but I do understand perceptions. I think in the end people are going to judge me on whether we grow the economy and whether them and their families are better off, and that's what I spend every waking hour trying to achieve. All right, what are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments. In other news, following extensive consultation with auto manufacturers, Labor has confirmed that an announcement regarding the zero-emission vehicle mandate will be made later this spring. During parliamentary questions today, Transport Under Secretary Lillian Greenwood MP disclosed the timeline, reassuring MPs that the government has been carefully considering industry feedback. Following a consultation that began last year, the government is requiring the car industry to have at least 28% of sales be electric by the end of the year before increasing to 100% in 2035. This statement comes as the government continues to transition to electric vehicles throughout the UK. Labour might try to move the date up by 5 years, to 2030. During the consultation phase, which lasted from December 2024 to February of this year, Greenwood informed the Commons that she and the Transport Secretary had spoken with 95% of automakers to get their opinions on how the 2030 deadline would affect them. The next statement will give the automobile industry much-needed certainty as it adjusts to the government's aggressive goals. Transportation. The previous administration was chastised by Secretary Heidi Alexander for shifting phase-out date goalposts, which she said raised investor skepticism and jeopardized billions of dollars in auto investments. Restoring clarity for manufacturers and trust for charging infrastructure investors was the goal of the consultation. Earlier this year, Alexander announced that no new petrol or diesel vehicles would be sold after 2030. The move was characterized as both an environmental necessity and a chance for the UK to take the lead in developing cutting-edge technologies to assist more drivers in making the switch. The UK currently has more than 75,000 public charging stations thanks to government improvements to the country's electric vehicle infrastructure. Greenwood stated, "Favorable tax rates and targeted grants supporting electric vans, taxis, and wheelchair-accessible vehicles are also given to standard electric vehicles." According to data presented by Greenwood in Parliament, the number of charging stations has grown by 45% in rural regions in the last 12 months, with a new charging station being added to the network every 29 minutes. Labour MP Matt Weston specifically brought up the issue of when industry may anticipate clarity on the ZEV mandate in Parliament during the House of Commons session, addressing concerns about regional discrepancies. Could the minister please provide us with an update regarding the ZEV mandate consultation and the anticipated outcome for the sector? Greenwood responded, "We're currently considering very carefully the representations that they and others have made and will be making a further announcement later in the spring." To the Warwick and Leamington MP's question about whether she acknowledged the global challenges facing the automotive industry. According to the January consultation document, the government has committed more than £2.3 billion to assist UK manufacturers and consumers in the transition to electric vehicles. Starting on April 1, vehicle excise duty rates will change, with electric car owners expected to pay tax for the first time even though they only pay £10 for the first year. From the second year, they will pay the same amount as petrol and diesel drivers at £192, which has been denounced by some industry experts. The transition promises cleaner air and quieter streets, improving the quality of life in our communities. We acknowledge the global challenges that automakers face, and we have listened to their concerns by consulting on restoring the 2030 phase-out date of new petrol and diesel car sales while also protecting jobs. This decision is supported by the majority of manufacturers who have been working towards this date and are on track to meet their ZEV mandate targets, a government spokesperson told the media. What do you think of the topics we covered in today's video? If you haven't already, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. 1 in 4 cars sold in February were electric, and last year saw a record 382,000 EVs sold, the most in Europe. Thank you, take care, and goodbye.